It's a calm street. Suddenly, time glitches, gravity twists, everything's changing, but how fast? The answer's the definition of the derivative. My friends, we're going to derive the equation for the definition of the derivative graphically. And it's going to be awesome. We're going to start very simply, so bear with me. The slope is literally how steep a line is, and we calculate it using rise over run. So the slope of this blue line here in the triangle is equal to 3/4 because the rise is 3. If we start right here, this is our first point, starting point, and then we've gone up 3, so the rise is 3, and the run is 4 because we've gone over 4. In this example, the rise is 1 because if we start at this 1 point here, we've gone up 1, and then we've gone over 4, so the run is 4, so the slope is 1/4, and that's less than our steeper slope, which is 3/4. Okay, for a function, it works the same way. We can do rise over run for 2 points. Here we're starting at x1, and then we're going to x2, and our rise becomes f of x2 minus f of x1, because if we start at x1, right here, f of x1, we've gone up to f of x2, so this difference is the rise, and the run is x2 minus x1, because that's how far we've gone over. This difference here is x2 minus x1. That's our run right there. We can also use another notation, and this is the notation that we're going to use in the definition of the derivative, where we'll start at x. That'll be like our first point, f of x and x, and then we're going to go over a little bit. We're going to go over h. So our second point is at x plus h. And at x plus h, the function is now at f of x plus h. So the rise is f of x plus h minus f of x. That's our rise because that's how far we've gone up, the difference between these two. And then we've gone over h, so the run is h. Now, that's all fine and dandy, but what do we do if the slope of a function is changing? How do we find the slope at any given point? Well, we can calculate the slope of a secant line, which is a line between 2 points. And I have this in green. This is the secant line between 2 points. And the slope of this secant line is just like what we saw before. It's rise over run. It's f of x plus h minus f of x divided by h. So that's the slope of the secant line, but it's not equal to the slope of our function right at our point, right at f of x right here. But what we can do is we can bring these two lines closer and closer together, and if we do that, then the slope of this secant line approaches the slope of the function right at this point, which is the slope of the tangent line. So we're going to set the limit as h goes to 0, because as h goes to 0, then these 2 points become closer and closer together. And in that limit, then we have rise over run right at that point right here. To show you what this looks like graphically, just using kind of the notation we had before, we have x, f of x, and then we're going to x plus h at f of x plus h, and the slope of this secant line is f of x plus h minus f of x divided by h, but we're going to take the limit as h goes to 0. So these 2 points are going to come closer and closer together. This approaches 0 over 0, but the answer is not undefined. It's going to be equal to the slope of this line because it's the ratio of these two that gives us the slope. And that's literally our equation for the definition of the derivative. It's the rise over the run, and this f prime of x means the derivative of f of x. Or expressed another way, it's the instantaneous rate of change of f of x. So that's telling us how fast f changes if x changes right at any given point, right there. Now there's many different notations for the derivative. These are two popular ones right here. The one with the prime is called prime notation or the Lagrange notation. A single prime here indicates that we've done the derivative once. If there's 2 primes, then we've done the derivative twice. That's the second derivative. There's also the Leibniz notation, and this reads the derivative of f with respect to x, or df dx. You can also write it this way right here. And it's really cool to see how the function and its derivative look like superimposed on top of each other. So this is a sine curve right here. This blue curve is our function. It's our normal function. And this is the derivative of the function right here. And right at this point, right at the top, there's no slope. So the derivative is 0. The value of f prime of x is 0 right at that point because there's no slope. But as we move this point over, then the slope becomes more and more negative. Therefore, the derivative, the value of the derivative, becomes more and more negative until it's as steep negative as it will be, and then the slope will become less steep and go to 0. So right here, the slope becomes less steep and approaches 0 as the slope goes to 0 as well. So that's kind of cool to see how the function and the derivative superimpose on each other. And there's also another way to express this equation, and it's literally very much the same as what we already did. It was just kind of like different notation, really. This is f prime of a, so this tells us this is the derivative of f at a, at the point a, and it's also rise over run. So it's the rise between 2 points and the run between 2 points, b and a, and we're going to take the limit as b goes to a, so as those 2 points come closer and closer together. All right, I've got tons and tons of videos calculating the derivative based on the definition of the derivative, and many, many videos on calculus as well. Hang in there. Calculus is not always easy, but the more you do, the better you'll get. You can survive. Cheers.